Well, good morning, and welcome to the Clearwater Corps. It's good to see you this morning. Glad you chose to worship with us. You know, as school resumes and the unofficial end of summer has arrived, the source outlines a number of changes to our weekly program. So I just remind you to take a look at the schedule as the new program year commences and to be aware of all that's taken place. And as you peruse your copy, just please note that this week's schedule, character building programs resume on Tuesday night and School of Music on Wednesday night. It's my understanding that they had an open house for those two programs this past week and over 215 people were here. Now that includes the young people and their families, a lot of new opportunities for outreach, so keep those who are involved in these programs in your prayers in these days. What an opportunity we have here. As you look through it again, your program, Home League on Tuesday, will include a reception for newlyweds, Shirley and Jim. And so men and women are invited to be a part of that. So if you could come and reception will follow Home League for the newlyweds. And then the Men's Fellowship Club Executive Committee will meet at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. And we'd invite you back next Sunday, Labor Day weekend. Yeah, it may be a holiday, but church will still take place here. And so we'll invite you to come and worship with us next weekend. Now, there are a lot of exciting things happening in the months and weeks ahead. So just make note of them as you look through your source, put them on your calendar, and come and support them. Now, let me encourage you once again just to look on the back page of your source and be reminded of our prayer list. Many will remember Jeff Jeffries. His name was Fran. We called him Jeff. Active soldier in Clearwater, a faithful usher. Currently resides in Snellville, Georgia, with close to family. Well, many of you would have gotten notice this week that Jeff fell and is in a medically induced coma, and they've just asked that we pray for him. So keep Jeff in your prayers if you would during these days. And then I would invite you, if you would also, just to continue to pray for Judy Phelan, Colonel Judy Phelan. Many of you remember her as the candidate secretary for a number of years in the division, and as she battles the medical problems that she has, just keep Judy and John in your prayers during these days, if you would. And that's always a pleasure to have visitors come and worship with us here in Clearwater. So if you're a visitor this morning, it hasn't been a while since you've been here, or if it's your first time, please stand. One of our ushers will bring a microphone. We'd like for you to introduce yourself and tell us where you're from. So if you're a visitor this morning, please stand.
I'm not a visitor, but I do have somebody to introduce. We have our son, Jeff, with us. His last name is Roland, by the way. And his wife, Stephanie, and their little girl, Fallon, is in the nursery, their 4-year-old. So we're glad to have them all the way from Michigan. They attend the Royal Oak, Michigan Corps.
Let's welcome Jeff and Stephanie this morning. Good to have you worshiping with us today. Colonel Michaels.
I'm happy to introduce a new lady who is a part of our congregation this morning, Ms. Sue Cushel. And Sue, would you just stand and let us welcome you? We're glad to have her here this morning. Thank you.
And we would invite you anytime you're in the area. And as I look around, there's some others who are visitors here this morning, but they've been here for not too long ago. We'd invite you anytime that you're in the area to please come and worship with us.